example, like I told you about going back to the foundations,
Yeah.
when you realize that an organization is not performing at its peak, the problem may come from who was recruited and who was selected. What criteria was taken before the recruitment and the selection exercise? Who even did it? Who did the recruitment and the selection exercise? And this is where personality comes in. We have people who cannot handle certain positions by virtue of the fact that their uniqueness, their personality, who they are, does not tie to that job. That is where the different personality test comes in. We have people who are red, people who are blue, people who are yellow, and people who are purple. These are different personality types that you must test to ensure that you have this person job fit.
Wow.
You don't take a square peg and then you put in a round hole. It doesn't fit. So we always go back to who did the recruitment exercise, who was selected. You maybe go and realize, you even get somewhere, and then you realize that somebody who is actually a leader.
Yeah.
Like, let me take, for example, the people with the red personality types. They don't follow anyone. They don't have the strength of following people. Their strength is in people follow them. When you take people like that and tie down, you are not doing the organization any good. Because people like this, they want to perform. They want to direct. They want to lead. They want to do a lot of things. And it's only a psychometric test that can reveal that kind of a person. Remember, I told you, psychology or counseling is not based on common sense. For you to get like effective, sustainable results, you must be able to test this individual. When you test this individual, you'll be able to identify their personality, their interest, their passion, their aptitude, their skills, and so many others. Their strength, their weaknesses, and then you are now able to know that if I put this particular candidate in this area, in this job position, if I give this job description to this particular candidate, it is going to be a failure.
A disaster.
A disaster. Now, we are also interested in, all psychologists are interested in training and development. Who is doing this training? How often do these workers have received internal training? Who is even offering the internal training? Like, it's not just enough for you to leave school and then an employer or an organization recruits you and then you are not updating. You need to update. Yes, we are able to identify some of these courses that the workers need, depending on the vision, depending on the mission statement of this organization. Many a times I'm interested in work-life balance.
Wow.
Work-life balance. If you cannot manage your life and manage your work, it's going to be a fiasco. Performance will be right down there. We are in a society where we need to be able to see that you have enough time to work, you have enough time to take care of your children, you have enough time to take care of your family, you have enough time to relate with the community out there. You have enough time to engage in social activities. Once all of these things are not balanced, workers will not put in their best.
Quinta, I think maybe there are actually organizations, that want to have access to psychosocial support, but they're not sure how much it costs, or they are not even able to afford, especially like the small and medium-sized organizations. The reason why I say this is because I've worked with organizations that they kind of bring experts to give us things like maybe kind of like personality tests and all of that, right? But to be honest, it's quite expensive for startups, for instance, right? So, but where can startups or small and medium-sized enterprises, where can they have access to this information, and how much can it cost them approximately?
Anything that is valuable is costly. And if we are able to go for other things or to pay for other services, we should be able to pay for this particular services of psychologists. They do a lot. They do a lot. It's all about research. And like me, it's my own. It's part of my own corporate social responsibility. It's not all about the money. Most often when you ask money, it's for people to even pay for the materials that you will end up giving them, right? You will help, you end up giving them your materials. So you ask for that money and a very small token as compared to what we have in the Western world. It's not easy to consult a psychologist, it's quite expensive. You go online, you do a research, you find out just her one outing. If you want her to come do a test in your organization, to come work with you for the whole day, it's much money. Here we are not asking for so much because our community, our organization, our community is really underdeveloped. Let me put it that way. And we want to be able to put our hands together to build it, to lift it up. It's not all about money. We are available, like the organization we run, it's a team. We are a team of psychologists, psych emergency consulting. We are online, and we have had a lot of people who reach out to us online to say, even I want you to have a talk with my family. I want you to have a talk just with my children. They pay you for that. I want you to come to my organization and participate in the recruitment and selection exercise. I want you to come and take this test to all my workers in the organization. We have people who reach out to us on Facebook. We are there on Facebook. You can get to us, get through our page, and then you contact us. We are available. Just be serious and don't be a kind of how do I put it? Just be serious, because once you are serious, once you really want that change, once you want to see that different result, we will always put our heads together. We go beyond that. We go beyond just, at times, we even use our resources. We use the resources of our members, but not for people to take it for granted. For example, Douala is a very rich place. It has companies. In Bamenda, we have, how many companies do we have? We don't even have. So when somebody in Douala wants to see you, they should be ready at least to sacrifice, to give you something that is reasonable. I cannot give you a price tag. It depends, because when you give a price tag, now you may discourage some people, and then some people will not be able to afford your services. That is what it is. That is a problem. So once you are serious and you need our services, get to us.
Wow.
Get to us.
You might not understand what Quinta is saying. If you're just joining us today on the Sherma Show, we were honored to be in the presence of Shiro Quinta, an artist, a radio talk show host, and someone who is doing a lot when it comes to psychosocial activities, helping pupils, helping students, and helping even higher institutions, not leaving out organizations. So, Quinta, you have a lot of rich experience. So what is that advice that you can give to entrepreneurs? You know, these days you have a lot of entrepreneurs coming in. Entrepreneurship can actually be a very, very challenging exercise at times. And sometimes people feel like giving up. Sometimes they're kind of like, should I go on? Should I stay? So what advice do you have for entrepreneurs?
Thank you, Shirley, for that brilliant question. The concept entrepreneur, entre is a French word meaning to enter.
Wonderful.
That is to say that no one was born an entrepreneur. We become. You decide to become an entrepreneur, either economic, either social, either agriculture, in every sphere. It depends on you. You enter into it. And a lot of people, the concept entrepreneurship frightens a lot of people, because when it is mentioned, a lot think that they begin to think of this business tycoons, like the Dangotes, like the Big Gates, and so many of them. No. Everybody, even our parents in the village, our farmers, our mothers who are farmers. They are the biggest entrepreneurs of all. We can always start small. Just a few days ago, I met one of a friend who is a sound engineer, and he told me that, Mom, hi, see how people are making money laying blocks, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to go there. I really need money, but what will my friends say? You see the mindset. It's a very wrong one. You are so much concerned about what your friend will think and what your friends will say. Growing up in primary school, I molded blocks. There was a time when I was driven for a certain, the school authorities needed something. I don't know, I can't really lay my hand on what that 2,800 francs was for. My mother had traveled to Yaoundé at that time. And remember, there were no phones, nothing to even communicate. My father was working in Bafang at that time. What happened is, I came back home that day and I went to a laying block making center. And in those days, a block was something like 10 francs, 15 francs, 20 francs, 25 francs. I did that, and the following day, I went and paid that 2,800 francs. My mother has never forgotten that incident. You start small. This entrepreneurial mindset, these entrepreneurial skills, it starts small. You must not have so much capital to kickstart. You can start even in your farm. You can start with your garden. If you have been storming Money Queen on Facebook, you see how my garden is transforming a lot of mindsets. And people are like, you do all of this, you are a worker, you are working for the state, and I love farming. If you take farming away from me, you have finished me. You have killed me. Right now, if you go to my kitchen, you see fowls. You see water leaf. I mean, in the middle of dry season, you will not believe the kind of fresh things that you will see in my farm. You will see cassava. You will see yam. Sometimes I even remove and sell and solve some problems, some family problems. So they always want to start big. This thing of white collar, this thing of, they neglect the blue collar, what we call blue collar, but that is what gives money. Because it's all about solving problems. It's all about meeting people's needs. You know, that is where I go back to this concept of success.